Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be just my opinion piece that I have decided to do this morning because this is the thing that was on my mind. Now, we have people that are carrying on about the Nike campaign. Now, I want to first start by saying this opinion piece goes well beyond Nike. It goes to a legacy in this country that people are now walking away from. And we're going to get into some of the things that are being said and the hypocrisy in all of it. Now, the police of today already got from the gate a negative reputation because of what it has come out of and what policing represents. It came out of slave catching. And they still conduct themselves, even to this day, especially when they're dealing with the Black community, as slave catchers. And many of you are still treating them like they are the slave catchers as well. Number one, you believe that the cops are there to keep us in check and to discipline the Black community. Well, that sounds nothing more than like a slave catcher. So what has changed? And those of you that call the police on Black people for doing absolutely nothing but living life, you're also treating them like the old slave catchers. And see, what you don't get, you doing these things just reminds us that nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We're just in a different era, but the attitudes when it comes down to your present day slave catcher in the Black community is all the same. And the people calling the police are the same ones that were calling them during the slave catcher days. You're just their offspring with the same attitude. Now, another argument that they're bringing up is the veterans. What Colin Kaepernick is doing is disrespecting the veterans. No, it isn't. In fact, the veterans have come out over a year ago in support of Colin Kaepernick. So, that being said, who is he really disrespecting? This came out in the Business Insider. Soldiers speak out on Kaepernick. His protest makes him more American than anyone. Okay? So, if the veterans are saying the opposite of what you're saying, then doesn't that kind of diminish your veteran argument? I'm just saying. Okay. Now, maybe it's not all veterans because we know it would never ever be all cops that would agree with him, you know, but these are veterans that actually spoke out in support of Colin Kaepernick. Now, all of you people that are using that, which has nothing, they think By using this argument about the veterans, they are shaming people. They are shaming Kaepernick. But let me just pull you back to reality. You're not shaming anybody with that argument, because year after year, after year, after year, after year, after year, we have seen these homeless veterans on the streets. If America held veterans in the highest regard, then why do we, all throughout history of this country, all throughout its existence, how come we have seen the veteran out on the streets, homeless, hungry, asking for food, asking for money, asking for help? I don't see a lot of respect for veterans when I see them on the streets. I don't see respect for the veterans when crowds of people are walking past them every day and they're letting you know they are tired, they're hungry, they need money, they need food, and crowds are walking past them every single day in this country. So, that being said, how much do you really respect your veterans? How much do you really respect it? You know, you think that you are using the perfect tool in your argument, and you're really not. You want to use the veteran argument, but close your eyes to the reality of all of these veterans that are on the streets, living under bridges, living in cardboard boxes, living in tents on the street. And the same people arguing about the veterans, they've seen them out here, y'all. And they go right past them in their cars, walk past them on foot, and they don't do nothing for these people. And they know it. They know it. Now let's get to Trump, who's been all over Twitter talking about veterans. All over Twitter talking about veterans. Trump has offended veterans. He has mocked veterans. And in reality, if you really care about veterans, ladies and gentlemen, why is your president a draft dodger and you care about veterans? You elected a draft dodger 5 times. That's who you elected as your president, a 5-time draft dodger is your president, and he has mocked veterans. As recently as John McCain's death, even in death, he could not show respect for this man until veterans jumped down his throat to fly the flag at half mast. It was veterans that called out Trump's disrespect at the time of John McCain's death. It was veterans that kept pointing out what Trump was doing wrong. Where were all of you naysayers then? Where were you all then? See, ladies and gentlemen, Their argument is DOA before they even open their mouth. It's dead on arrival. How many of them called Trump out? The same ones that are whining about Colin Kaepernick. How many of them called Trump out for his disrespect for veterans? Trump blasted a 5-time draft dodger by senator who lost her legs in Iraq war. I've seen veterans come out against him. A 5-time draft dodger. And these folks want you to listen to them when they bring up the veterans in the case of Colin Kaepernick. But you elected, let me say it again, you elected a 5-time draft dodger. Again, more clear indication you don't give a damn about no veteran, and you know it. You think by bringing up cops and veterans that you are shaming somebody, but you are really making yourself look like the big hypocrite that you really, truly are. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what this is? It is a slap in the face of white supremacy. It's a slap in the face because ever since they've been coming out and making their phone calls to Nike and writing letters to the editor about Nike and having a meltdown and burning sneakers and talking about the flag and talking about the cops and everything. While they're doing that, Nike stock is going up. Nike stock is going up, y'all. Do I support Nike stock? No, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with my pocket, but it has everything to do with white supremacy in the direction that it's going in. Ladies and gentlemen, they are losing the PR war on their argument against Colin Kaepernick. They are losing the PR war. They have lost a PR war on these bogus phone calls because every time they call the cops on a Black person, man, woman, or child, it goes viral. That person loses their job. That person starts getting nasty emails, death threats, and they have to disappear from the public out of fear. So while they're trying to berate you over a bunch of nothing out in public, they're the ones that are standing to lose everything. And they're calling Nike's call center whining. In the meantime, Nike stocks are going up while they're on the phone whining to Nike. What does that tell you? White supremacy is losing. That's what I'm trying to bring out to you. They are losing. They are losing when they make these bogus phone calls. White supremacy is losing. When they're whining about Nike, they are losing. While they're whining, this company is making all kinds of profits. Sorry about that, Dr. Lumpy. I took you off and your image keep popping up, but that's okay. This has nothing to do with her. Nike online sales jumped 31% after company unveiled Kaepernick's campaign data shows. Okay? All the sneaker burning and flag references, and, you know, it's not making any impact. You know why? You represent the past. All of your arguments represents the past. And it's a past that people want to walk away from. But you have nothing else. So you're trying to hold on to it and hang on for dear life. Everything's changing. And you can't stop those changes no more than you can stop your low birth rate, no more than you can stop your opioid plague, no more than you can stop the suicides that are going on in the country. Do you know a big percentage of the people committing suicides in this country are cops and veterans? All of you people making these arguments for the cops and veterans, how many have you helped? None. So the more you keep coming out against Colin Kaepernick, it is a reminder that white supremacy is dying. It is not our future. It's the past. And every time Colin Kaepernick can sell jerseys sell out hours after the jerseys go on sale, hashtag I'm with Cap, he's defeating you. The whole premise of Colin Kaepernick kneeling was for all of the injustice and police brutality that goes on in this country, because they are still trying to conduct themselves as if they're still back in their slave catching days. They represent the past. And people are letting you know in all of these sales, number one, they don't agree with you. Number two, you are not Nike's biggest customer base. The only way a boycott would work against Nike is you would have to get black people involved in it. Without them, you're losing. You won't win this PR war that you got going. You are losing. The sales are proving that you're on the losing side of things. You're on the side of the past. So what's going on? It's not just only about Colin Kaepernick. It is about how attitudes in this country are indeed changing. Anytime they can quash the voice of white supremacy, when it comes down to the bogus phone calls, and now when it comes down to this campaign, you know that you've lost. I mean, I'm sure you're going to keep going because this is the nature of the beast. But as you keep going along with your flag argument and your veteran argument and your cop argument and your disrespect argument, the country is going to show you They don't care. These corporations are going to show you they don't care. And after seeing how all the sales are going, he's going to get many more endorsements. And you'll be on the sidelines whining. And it won't make any difference. And that's what all of this is showing you. You are the past, not the future. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.